Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Honest Talk podcast that is also now on Spotify and Google Podcasts is in many sites. So it's just look in the description if you want to listen instead of the video. But yeah, obviously the video helps me with getting more watch time. So if you rather just see the video, that would be perfect for me as well. But obviously you have all the other options. So in this episode, I don't have one concrete theme that I'm going with. I'm just going to talk about lots of stuff that I've been thinking about. I just try to think about stuff that I've always wanted to say but I never did for some reason. Well, not in YouTube, just like stuff that comes to your head but you never really say it out loud, you know? And one thing that I did notice was that men just don't get out of the way unless you do. So obviously they don't. You have to. The thing is, I've heard about this and I just decided to put it to a test. And I was going this way and men would be going on the opposite way, obviously. And they just don't get out of the way. They simply don't. They expect the women to do that. And that's just another level of sexism that I never really thought about. It's just so impregnated into your brain, you can't even notice that you're doing it, but you are, I guess. I hope that's what they are doing. They don't know that they're doing, but they're doing it anyways. Because I hope that they are not doing it on purpose, because it just irritated me when I first noticed. They simply don't get out of the way. You'd be going against them if you just didn't move. So that's just something I noticed. That I wanted to put it to a test, and I did. So, sorry. Other thing is that I have noticed so many people just being so obnoxious about this whole COVID situation. And I do understand that this is just getting, old news. Everyone's just sick of it. It's just, can this end? I know. I feel the same way. At some point, I started feeling like that. But the thing is, I hate that people are like, oh, they have no idea what they're doing. They're putting the UK in tears and they shutting the pubs at this time of night, of the evening. So, COVID will not attack. So it's like there's nothing that will appease them, you know? If you put the whole country into lockdown, they'll be like, oh, another lockdown that will not help the businesses and all that, so they open it a bit. If they open it a bit, people will be like, oh, so the COVID will not attack you if you are in Primark? Is there anything that works for these people? Because I honestly don't understand. And I've always liked to be involved in politics, but I don't know if I have the courage to even think about it, because these people, they're not easy at all. They like hardcore. They're the boss level, because there's just nothing that'll make them happy. If you put this country in lockdown, then it's lockdown. If you just open it a bit, then if I go to retail, they will not catch me. Ha ha ha, jokes. They're so stupid. They don't know what they're doing. So what exactly do you want them to do? Because it's just, this is all that I've seen in TikTok, especially just people making memes, which is fine, I guess. I mean, they're just joking, but at some point, in some level, they do believe that. They're like, oh, what a joke. COVID will catch you in pubs. But then if it's in lockdown, people are complaining that it's lockdown. So there's literally nothing good. There's just nothing that will make them happy at all. And I know it's stupid that I'm getting upset that these people are just so obnoxious, but it's just upsetting because... And then they compare the UK that I looked up. So the UK has 66 million of people. At least it had in 2018. These are statistics from 2018. So the UK has 66 million people. and they're like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. And then they're comparing to Australia, because Australia and New Zealand, they kind of already at the normal way of life before COVID, but they are 24 million people. They're literally a third, I mean, kind of a third of the population that the UK has. And have you looked the size of Australia and the size of the UK? Like, you comparing, I mean, in Portuguese we saying like you're comparing potatoes to, I don't know, like tomatoes, potatoes and tomatoes. They're not the same thing. Australia is much bigger, so people are kind of more spread out. But obviously, a lot of the population is in Sydney and Melbourne, because you probably can't live in half of the country anyway. It's just not habitable. But the thing is, I don't understand why people are like comparing. Oh, that's what happens when you have good leaders. Yeah, I'm sure the New Zealand leader is really good, I guess. But then just compare. Like, there's just no comparison at all, because one country has a third of the other one's country, and it has uh 3 times more space. So what exactly are you expecting? Obviously, the COVID cases will be much higher in a country that has more density of population. But I don't know. I'm getting upset about this stuff, and I have no idea why, but I even brought statistics. So this is how upset I am. Because it just doesn't make sense. Each country will be different because they have different levels of population, and it's much harder to contain a virus that spreads so quickly when you have much bigger density of population. I thought that would be common sense, but I don't know. Then, another thing that I also noticed in TikTok once again, because you think that you live in a way, and then people are different, are living in another way, and it still amazes me how different we have, like all different the lifestyles are. And I noticed a lot of people just posting TikToks as in like as joking around, obviously, but kind of not joking around. They're like, oh, when Klarna, I think that's the name, when Klarna emails you that you owe them £200 because you bought stuff that you didn't have the money to afford, I guess. And it still amazes me that people are actually, they're putting themselves in debt just to buy stuff that they don't even have the money for. A lot of people in the comments were saying that, so I was like, oh, so it's not only this person on the TikTok, it's actually a lot of people. A lot of people were saying they also used PayPal credit and stuff like that, which is the same thing anyways. And that they had £4 in their bank account, but they just bought something that was £200. And it just, my mind cannot comprehend how and why would you do that to yourself. I would be in extreme anxious state if I was spending money that I didn't have. And I don't know how people do it. I guess that's the way they cope with their problems, but it's just scary. Because I had no idea people did this, and I know it could sound really stupid, but I really didn't know that it was this common, and that people were actually getting credit cards, and that they had like the biggest debt, and that they were buying stuff that they couldn't afford, and the debt was just going up and up and up. Because I also saw other people in my real life, with the people that I work with and stuff like that, that they were like, oh, yeah, he has like the biggest credit card debt. I'm like, yeah, okay. That is not normal whatsoever, but yeah, okay. I just totally was oblivious of this fact. And I also been seeing a lot of stuff, once again, in TikTok, about, oh, you have to invest your money and buy these auctions, and I don't know, just a lot of stuff about investing in companies and I don't know, Wolf of Wall Street kind of stuff. And I don't like it. I really hate that they're just kind of trying to sell you this idea that you're going to be a millionaire or something like that, because most of them, they have no idea what they're doing, and they're just trying to sell you this idea, and that's how they make money. And it's the same way that those mental coaches or whatever is that they call themselves this day, I guess they just change all the time. But those people that are like, oh, buy this course and you have your life all put together, and that's how they make money. It's not because they're trying to tell you, oh, invest in this and do this, and then you will be living off passive income, and that's how I did it. No, it's not. the way you the way you did it was that you are selling that course that is like £3,000 or something, and you're selling people this idea that they could be living off passive income, but in reality, they think they can do it because you do it, so they're like, oh, I want to be like you, but they can't, because the way you're doing it is that you're selling them this fake idea, and that's how you make the money. It's not because of the stuff that you say in the course, is because you make people believe on what you sell. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just, they're not teaching you anything. They're trying to tell you, oh, do this and do that. I don't know, I never bought them. I have no idea what they say. But for £3,000, I could just be getting a course out of the university online. And that's worth something, at least in this world, even though it's a piece of paper. And that's something that I've also reminded myself of, that I didn't put in the topic list, but that's something I just reminded myself of. I have a friend who's in design. She's taking a university degree. I guess that's how you say it, in design, and I'm just amazed how you have to pay so much to learn those stuff when they are online, literally online. You can find those tutorials, or you can just do it yourself, honestly, and figure it out, which takes a lot longer. But 3 years, just because she's doing it online because of the whole COVID situation. So her teachers are sending them tutorials on how to like follow this guide, and this how you do this, and then do your own thing. So do your project following this kind of idea that they give you in the tutorial, and it's just incredible. I mean, university in Portugal is not as expensive as in the UK. In the UK, it's £27,000, and that's if you're British. And I do know that you don't end up paying all of it anyways. I've seen people talking about it, how you are getting a loan and that you really don't end up paying it, all of it. You just pay a bit. You pay like a third of it. I have no idea how much, but I saw people saying like you don't even end up paying all of it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, because of this whole Brexit thing, I would have to pay 30. It would be £33,000 because we're not in the European Union anymore with the UK. So obviously, I would not pay that much for a course that you can follow just tutorials online. And that's the thing about university. And I've had this conversation with other people that I know that have university degrees in history and biomedicine. I think that's the name, biomedicine. And literally all of them, they say like it's not about what you get from the university, because they don't give you anything. It's just about the degree. Like, you can say that you have that degree, and that's the only thing worthy that you get from that. So I was perplexed, because honestly, you're going into the university and you think you're gonna learn something, but you don't. You don't learn anything. The only thing valuable you take from that is the piece of paper or the right to say that you have that degree. And that's literally it. And I can't believe that's how the world works. You're literally paying thousands of pounds or whatever is your currency, and you get nothing. It's literally just a piece of paper.
Can I say something for 5 seconds?
You have to come in then.
Yay! Okay, I want to show up in the image without making everything fall. Back in the day, you would pay for noble titles that mean nothing. And today, you pay for university, which is exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a PhD, you are a doctor. But what exactly is that, you know?
It's a title. And
yeah.
People love titles. They still call themselves doctors and they want others to call them doctors, at least in Portugal.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, in Portugal, my mom, she works, I don't even know what the name of it is. But, you know, when you want to build a house, you have to get in touch with the council and stuff like that. At least in Portugal, that's how you do it. Yeah, and the architects and stuff like that. So my mom, she works with the council, and she gets a lot of rich people because where my parents are living now, it's becoming a rich people paradise, I guess, because it's close to the beach. So all the houses in the beach, they have to go to the city where we lived because that's where it belongs to. Anyways, a lot of people there, they're rich and they have the doctor title, and if you say their name and you don't say the doctor before their name, they're like, it's Doctor la la la. So it's Dr. Anna. It's not just Anna, Anna something. It's Dr. Anna, okay? So you have to say doctor before their name, and they will correct you every single time and be really upset if you don't call them doctors. And I think that's literally the only reason they went to university, is just so people could call them doctors, because so that's literally all it is. And that's the thing I don't understand. It's just the same conversation about the lifestyles and everything. I don't understand why does that mean so much to those people. Yes, you have a PhD and whatever, but do you actually wanted that PhD, or is it just because you wanted to be above all the others? Like, you are better because you have a PhD. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to university or anything like that. That's not what I mean whatsoever. But I feel sad that a lot of degrees, they mean nothing and they teach you nothing. And you're basically teaching that yourself with the books that you have to buy because they're so expensive. So the best thing, if you just have terrible teachers and you have to teach that subject to yourself, wouldn't it be better just to like buy the textbooks and just learn on your own time, on your own free time? You know, that's what I mean. And then why are you paying that much if you're getting you don't get what you pay for? You know, it's a scam. It's a scam. That's what I mean. You're not getting what you paid for, and you just have that piece of paper that says that you are a doctor, or, well, if you have a degree, you're not the doctor, you're just whatever. You're just a person with a degree. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I have no idea how long I've been talking. It's 20 minutes now. I think we can call it a day. And yeah, with this whole COVID thing, I'm now back to work, and I just wish I could be home, because sometimes it's just really annoying. It's so cold outside, and the day is already dark, and it's 3 p.m. This is just wow. Another thing that I did notice was that people just spend so much money in Christmas gifts. And I also saw another person talking about it. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I do remember that she was talking about how people feel like they have to buy gifts to people, otherwise people won't know that you like them, so that's your way of showing you love them. And I was like thinking about it, and that's the back to this thing about the lifestyle, is that I never felt the obligation to gift anybody. I literally have no way on my subconscious. If I don't give anything to anybody, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. They don't give me anything as well. So it's not just one sided. I think I'll be really anxious if I was not giving something to someone and they were, but I just never felt like giving if I didn't find anything that people liked. And at least for me, all the Christmas gifts that I bought and all the Christmas Day gifts that I believed we received are things that I really wanted and I would be buying anyways because it's something I really wished for or something that we needed. And I put that on the list, so we told them exactly what we needed and what we wanted. And I believe that's what we're getting. And I did the same for them. So I don't understand if you're just giving gifts for no reason. Like, you don't even know if people like it. You just feel like you have the obligation to do that. Because last year in my old job, even though it was the worst job I've ever had, well, the second worst, to be honest, I got gifts, which was something I didn't like at all. But I feel like that person, she got gifts to everybody. She just bought something for everyone. And I think that what those people think is that, oh, I have to give something to look nice so they like me. I guess that's what they're thinking because I'm not inside their head. But don't do it. Honestly, guys, if you're doing Secret Santa, just do it with people that you know what you would give. Because if you are in a workplace and you're doing Secret Santa and you don't even know them, are you just going to buy them something that they don't need? At least buy them chocolate or something that, maybe they'll like. Hopefully they don't are allergic to chocolate. But it's just amazing how some people just give without any reason. They want to be appreciated. I just want to be appreciated. Like that TikTok. Okay. And no, just give gifts to the people that that you know what they need or know what they want, and you don't have to give gifts to everybody that you know. Just give gifts to those close to you and that would be able to gift. Don't go beyond your means. I know a lot of people that buy gifts and they don't have money. Like, once again, with that Klarna thing and the PayPal credit, don't do it, guys. Don't go into debt just because you want to gift something. Live not beyond your means, and just live within your means. And I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching or listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.